Okay, y'all, I moved locations because the boys and Jesse, they needed to go to the restroom and all that before they went downstairs. So I'm going to just stay right here. So I've moved. But back to it. And so for many of you like me, it is spiritual bondage, okay? And God has let me know that He's come to set His children free from the Egypt spiritual captivity. So as He's letting you know to let go of things, let go of them, okay? And you're going to have a peace about it. You know it's going to be Him telling you to let go, whatever that may be, so that you can have time to deliver and do what He's called you to do. And for some of you, I know who some of this is going to go to, but others, I don't, okay? So let's get back to it. So the Israelites at this point, they're at the Red Sea, and they're just like, why you bring us out here to die? We could have died in Egypt. No. God wasn't putting them in a grave. He was actually lifting them out of one. Because where they had been in Egypt, they were spiritually dead because they had been in captivity. Okay? They're spiritually dead. So God was raising them up out of Egypt and going through. He allowed them to walk through the Red Sea on dry land, but it was through water. For me, I believe that was a type of cleansing, okay? The water was on side of them and over them. It didn't have to touch them. They walked on dry land. So what God is telling you is, whomever this is for, He is all around you, okay? He's all around you, and the things that you see, you don't need to be fearful. They're actually put there to help you, okay? So back to it. So they're at the Red Sea, and they're like, what we gonna do? God said, okay, I already gave you what you need to do. I've given you authority, and that's what some of you have, and I had to learn it. If He has called you, He's giving you authority. Okay, He's giving you the permission. You just do the work. All right? The power is on the inside of you. Those who has answered the call, His chosen, you're gonna speak in authority, and you're gonna know it. It's a difference. Okay, and I have had a relationship with God my whole life. All right, but He took me through some training, pricking, and pruning. That, I'm not gonna lie, it was not always fun. Sometimes it was literally blood, sweat, and tears. All right, but I can tell y'all this, honey, the mantle and peace that He's gonna place over you when you out of training, and if He's calling you, most likely you are. Okay, He had some of us in training for years, but it's accelerating so fast what He's having us to do, because He don't want any to perish. All right, hell is a real place. All right, and y'all, anybody that know me, I don't like the heat. Okay, I would have the air on in the wintertime. Understand? So just listen. All right, listen to what He's telling you. You're going to know He's speaking to you, because He's going to do things that will be relevant to you. You would see Him and somebody else looking at Him like, was she laughing or giggling? Because I'm often laughing and giggling because He's always with me. He shows me stuff all the time. He's everywhere. And He lets me know that. I was in the arcade last night. Sidebar. Okay, I was in the arcade last night, and like me and God we got our own form of communication, right? And He was just popping stuff that me and Him talk about all over the arcade. So I started laughing. He was like, Raymond, I'm with you everywhere. I was like, yeah, you are, because I was like, Lord, I got to, I want to make sure, like, I seek God, and I had a way of praying before He called me. Okay, I had a structured, kind of prayer time. And I still do, but He's letting me know, Raymond, you may not always do that. I may call you like I did today, okay? You're not reading what you would normally read, what you would be on schedule read, but I want you to read this, because today I'm using your mouth to speak to my other children, who I need to let them know, hey, you got brothers and sisters out here that are the same way, all right? So that's where this scar comes from. And I'm going to talk to y'all about that. That's a whole nother revelation. But those are some of the things that I have recorded, because I know some people, you have to understand, you want to make sure. That was me. And I still, okay, there are some times when God tells me what He has planned for me and what He's doing. I'm like, is that you talking to me? Like, do you want me to do this? You trusting me to go out and speak. But He's put us through the training. And if God has called you, He has seen your heart, and He can see that He can trust you. because what you're getting, what he's putting you in charge of, is kingdom business. Okay. And anybody that's in business, you know anything about anybody business, when they pick somebody CEO or whatever, they're picking somebody that's gonna come in there and get results. All right. They're not gonna take somebody that's iffy about it. Their business is not moving, they ain't have it, because you out the door. So if God has called you, he's already equipped you, and evidently the training part is over, because he's calling you on a battlefield, and this is the real battlefield. All right. But here's the thing about the battlefield, y'all. Just like the Red Sea, the battlefield that we was on for training, where we got them blood, sweat, and tears, some of us, we on a battlefield now. But here is what he says, okay? He says, just stand, all right? Just stand, and he gonna fight for you. You didn't already did the training, he says. He said you didn't did the blood, sweat, and tears, okay? You have sought him on your face at times when you were in a bad place, but because he is who he is and you know him as your father, you praised him anyway. And that's me, y'all. There were times that I was in such a bad place, but I couldn't let him go, and I would tell him, I said, you got me in this situation like this. I said, because you are God, I still have to praise you, okay? And at times, he know my heart would be sad and crying. And sometimes I was even upset, but I would tell him that, but he dealt with that. And now I see why. Because on the other side of that is a peace like you would not believe. But you got an authority. And when you have real authority, let me tell you what the Lord told me. No, I'm just taking my shower, okay? I tell y'all, we communicate. We have a real relationship. We won't stop talking. All right? So I'm getting ready. I'm in the tub, chilling. Now just thinking about some things, of identity, honestly. And I was just like, so many people, they want to put their things out there. Like, they're putting, normally you got to give. It's one thing to show your talent, but y'all know what I'm saying. They trying to prove themselves. There you go. Prove themselves. And God reminded me of when the Pharisees, they were asking him for a sign, and he told them, you are a wicked and perverted generation. That's the only ones that would ask for a sign. And let me tell you why. God says he not man. Okay, he don't have to show you no sign. He is God, and he is God all by himself, and he don't need nobody to tell his identity. He know who he is, and he's the Lord. And that's what he said. He said, ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. So let me tell you something. Don't ask for no sign, because you see, signs can be interpreted. And I don't know who I'm telling this to, but I'm telling you from experience. All right, signs can be manipulated and interpreted. You go off the voice of God and what you know how he works with you. And if it ain't that, it ain't him. You understand me? Because there's a lot of tricks and games and jokers out here. All right. But it's game time. Get off the bench. Right. Get in the game. Okay. And let's bring this thing home. And another thing, you may have been in a place where you didn't know how stuff gonna work out, whether that was financially, relationship, job, whatever the case is. But glory, hallelujah to you, oh Lord. Baby, just stand, okay? Because the work and the training that he has put you to, the reward is already there. It's for you. The authority in itself that he has given you. All right. I know I got the authority, so that's why I really have to watch what I say, because he showed me things that I would do and pray for, and people ask me to pray for it, and then it would come true. I'm like, y'all, it's not me. I just go to him and ask. But that's what he's been showing me. Now he's giving me the authority. Now I really have to watch what I say. And whoever you are, you're going to have to watch what you say, because it comes to pass. You speak that authority. He's put that spirit on the inside of you, and if you speak it, it's going forward, and it will not return void. Do you understand me? His words, it will not return void. It's not going to return empty. So you have to be especially careful what you say. And that's why you were going through the training. That's why I was going through the training. And I still got to watch this mouth, y'all. I really do. God is still working with me on that. And I am going to be as transparent as possible. Okay? Because things need to be said, and hiding it ain't working. Okay, what stays in his house, what go on in his house, stays on his house. Well, this is the house of God, and he putting it on Front Street. So if he's called you, get up, all right? You in front of that Red Sea. So what he gave you in your hands, right? He gave you a mouth, and he gave you his spirit on the inside, boo. So you are good to go. You don't need nothing from nobody, okay? This is your, if you want to say, your confirmation. If you want to say your quote unquote sign, he called you. That's the sign. All right. And the only sign you need to look for and listen to is the inner voice of God. That is it. Period. And that goes for family. Okay. Even some people that you may have thought was a mentor. If it ain't giving you peace inside, all right, don't go with it. Because it could be an illusion. Okay. An illusion. Right. God got one more for y'all. So last night we're at the arcade and I get on this. It's a game, but it feels like a ride. You put some kind of device over your face or whatever, and it starts. So I'm thinking like we're going to be maybe like in a normal game. You know, you're trying to kill things to get points and all that. Nope. It was it's a crazy ride, but let me show you the illusion. All right. Y'all, I felt like I was on somebody's roller coaster. Do you hear me? And I was in the seat, okay, in the game. But it was such an illusion. I'm ducking, hiding, because all this stuff that's coming in front of me. It was that's what it's called, virtual reality game, right? Now, I didn't know I was going to tell y'all this right now because I was playing a game. I was happy. I told my kids, y'all, I'm about that arcade life, okay? Anybody that grew up in the 80s, y'all know we about that arcade life. Nintendo, Sega. So my kids, they wasn't ready, okay? But evidently, I wasn't ready either for that ride, all right? Because, y'all, if people were watching, I was holding on. And they're probably like, what is going on with her? But the illusion, all right? I was in the illusion of the game, y'all. Like, they had dips, turns, all kind of stuff. And I felt like I was on it, like literally on a roller coaster. But in reality, real L-I-T, I was sitting right in the chair with something over my eyes. And that's what God's telling you. Come on, Jesus. He's telling you, take the virtual thing off your eyes, babe. The virtual reality is over. This is the real thing, all right? It's the real thing. So take off the lenses, okay? And if you need it, ask God to remove the veil from your eyes. He will. Ask him to give you, to be able to see in the spirit, hear in the spirit, know in the spirit, because that's what you're going to need, because the flesh will get you down somebody's rabbit hole for real, okay? It's too late in the hour right now to be guessing. You got to know. You got to know, okay? Like the nose is playing on your face. You know you go look in the mirror and stuff. You got to know that, okay? So whomever this was for, all right, God has already taken you out of Egypt. You are at the Red Sea. Cross, babe. Whoever you are, cross, okay? For his name's sake, I can tell you he going to take care of you. If he have called you, and I will put this on the line, okay? Because I am speaking from experience. Ain't nothing nobody told me. Ain't nothing nobody had to guess for me. He put me through it, all right? And I'm going to tell, he going to let me release it. And some of y'all going to be like, you have got to be kidding me. But no, I'm not. Because he took me through that. Because there was some things he needed to break on me. But there's also some things he needed to put on the inside. Okay? Because at times I would be real timid when I would have to speak, or if I would get upset, like I would kind of lose my voice some. After last Thursday, when I tell you about this, no, 2 Thursdays ago, when I tell you about this, y'all gonna understand why. All right? But whomever this was for, go ahead. God has already went ahead of you, baby. All you have to do is walk on the dry land. All right? So I want to pray before we wrap this up. And I should have started with that. God knows, y'all. I was so anxious to get this out because I'm trying to be obedient to what he tells me. When God reveals himself to you for real and you know him, you know he's not a joke. And he wasn't mean to me. He was just showing me like, Raimi, I called you. And I would say, Lord, you calling me. I mean, we went back at this for a while. And sometimes, I still ask him. And that's why I was at the water park yesterday. He showed me some stuff. And I was laughing because I know it's him. It's only stuff that be in my mind and in my heart that I would know nobody else. So when he able me to know him in his fullness, let me tell you something. He will allow you to stand before him. But at that point, when he brings you, because of his glory and the power, he brought me to my knees, and not in a bad way. The power was so overtaken of his spirit of me when he finally confirmed it, and I realized that he has called me for real, and it was game time. Y'all, It's like something I have never experienced in my life. But when I got up, and it wasn't in a like way that he had me down on the floor as if, this is reprimand. No, I kneeled before him because of who he is and his power. I felt that. And I must, because he is the King of Kings. If we were going to see somebody form on earth, there's a proper way that you greet them. Well, he's Alpha and Omega. So the way I know to greet him first, okay, is humility. And humility is on my knees for me. All right. But when he got me up, I was standing on dry ground. All right. Dry ground. Do you hear me? In the dry ground, that I mean my feet were planted firm. I've walked all my life. Okay. I know how to walk. This is a different kind of walk. It's a different kind of authority. All right. Where he taking you right now, so many are searching for this, okay, to know him. If he called you, he knows you. Cross the Red Sea. He done already built it up in you, okay? Whatever that Red Sea may be, and do not look back. Because whatever back there, and if it's coming for you, you seen what happened to the Israelites, to the Egyptians, all right? He drowned them, okay? Spoiler alert. Whole army, all right? That's why you ain't got to be scared no more. Because I used to be scared to talk sometimes of my dreams and things, putting it in the air. And now God told me, you speak it. If I told you, Raymond, you getting this and you want to talk about it, get it. I didn't used to, because I was like, dang, what if the enemy here? Now, I know God on my life, right? But I'm being threatened by somebody that can't do me nothing, because he has to go to my father to ask for permission, okay? Because if he didn't, whatever he want to do to me would have been done. So stop being scared. Your father is the boss. The enemy ain't nobody boss. He got a boss, all right? Because he got to go to your father to ask anything, all right? The Bible tells us that the very hairs on our head is numbered. So you think he'll know what you're going through? The enemy gonna wish he never asked for your name. Just watch. He gonna ask for it, because the way God is gonna bless you and the way you're gonna tear down the kingdom of darkness, and I'm telling you from experience, he gonna ask, he gonna wish he had never, do you hear me? Never, ever, ever asked. All right? And that's the kind of power that's on the inside of you. And I'm telling you from experience. Okay? Do not be scared. You stand up, because you're not standing in your authority. You're standing in the authority that you have been given by your father, and he owns the place. Okay? It's your daddy. He didn't told you, hey, I need you to go do this. All right? You running his business. He didn't put you in charge. Okay? He's letting you make executive decisions because he can trust you, because he's already put you through the training. Stop questioning him. And it's for me too. I guess he's telling me to stop questioning him. Y'all, we got a different kind of relationship. I'm telling y'all, anybody that knows we got a real relationship, but it took time. God has been there with me through some times, y'all, that I did not want to get up. I would ask him, don't even let me get up. Do you hear me? But he said, no, daughter. Come on. Get up. Greater is he that's in you that's in the world. Yep, I'm putting you through training, and yep, it's very hard. Basic training, if that's what you want to call it, baby. I don't know if anybody, I'm not in the military, but from what I've heard, basic training ain't no joke. Anybody that I talk to that's like, I'm good after basic training, they say it ain't a joke. I don't know what it's like, but I can only imagine. These people are being on a real battlefield, right? Okay? Going against people with real weapons of destruction, okay? And it's the same thing you doing. It may not be a battlefield in front of your face, but baby, you going on a battlefield with people that's quote unquote got mass destruction. But here's the thing. Your father has the power. He just wants you to stand right there, honey. You might just be there to bear witness. He got, you know how like when you used to get into, in school back in the day, like somebody gets to fight, knock the rock off your shoulder or whatever, or your friend or relative or somebody comes to you about to, get into a little altercation. It was like, no, I got this. I got your lightweight. He got the lightweight, okay? Because he's the heavyweight champion, all right? So I think he's having me to wrap this up. I am so grateful that he's allowed me to even speak, y'all, because it really, I was really like, are you calling me to do this? Like, for real, because I don't play with God. This is y'all, this is his living word. He says sharper than the two-edged sword, okay? But I don't want no smoke with him. And I tell him that. He got the smoke for real, okay? He burns cities to the ground, all right? To the ground. I don't want no smoke with that. So I'm telling y'all, that's why I got up, put on the t-shirt. I still got pajamas on under here. But he told me to do it. I'm like, Lord, I ain't got no makeup on. He's like, Rami, it's not about your appearance. Yes, Lord. Okay. That's why I moved now, because I was in the bathroom. I was in there because the kids and Jesse were in here. He wanted it out. I was not playing because I know he's not playing with me. And I cannot afford to play with him. I know what my training was like. Okay. And he let me know that was out of love. And that was tough at times, very tough. So you think I'm about to play with him who could really bring a wrath? No. I don't want to smoke with him. For real. No. No. His consuming fire for his children, that's a protection. His wrath in the smoke, no. Because if I'm seeing smoke, he didn't burn it to the ground. Read about Solomon and Gomorrah. He do not play, okay? It's not a myth, okay? It's not a metaphor. It's the real thing, all right? This is about the realest thing that's in this world. I'm so serious because everything else is plastic. So you better get up and get on the real battlefield, whomever you are. This is the authority of God, not me. Because I wouldn't even be saying it. But I'm telling you, like he told me, get up, okay? You at the Red Sea, walk. And I mean walk now. If he told you to start a business, get yourself on the internet. Go to whatever state you're in. Go to the Secretary of State and do the business. You don't see clients, you don't need them. He know what you need before you even ask. You up this morning, right? Did your alarm wake you up? No. He know you had to get up and do some stuff. And he sent me to get up this morning to tell it to you because he had to do somebody to do it to me. That's why I'm doing it, because he reminded me, Rami, what if I didn't allow them to record videos and you stumbled across them and it helped you through times? And then that's when I'm like, you know what, Lord? All right. And my verse of the day is coming up. He said, if you look for me wholeheartedly, you will find me. Okay. Jeremiah, I wrote it down. Hold on. It's Jeremiah 29:13. All right. So seek him with your whole heart. All right. You at the Red Sea, walk through it. And I want to hear about what Red Sea y'all have crossed. So put it in the comments. Y'all can email me too at writeramy at gmail.com. And that is WRITERAYME at gmail.com. You free. All right. Get out the bondage. And guess what? One more thing. When the Egyptians left Egypt, they didn't leave broke. The word tells me that they asked their neighbors, okay, for articles of silver and gold. All right. So you done went through training. You at the Red Sea right now. Stop worrying about what's coming next. Okay, if he's telling you to start a business, he got the client and the money. It ain't about the money, because he gonna make sure you taken care of. He's not gonna let his children be out here with his word looking busted and disgusted. You can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare. Only thing for us, this is reality. What we've dreamed about, he's gonna turn your dreams into reality. I tell him right now, things that I pray for, things that I dream about, he put it right in front of my face. He able me to walk right through it, and he tells me, you walk through it. You dreamed about it, walk through it. And that took faith, okay? He said, you dreamed about it? He gave me the picture. She said, Raymond, quit asking me. Can you do this? Can you do that? I trust you with my business. Y'all, that's a heavy crown to carry, because this is the kingdom of God. But what I can tell you is he has equipped you in ways you would not even understand. Like right now, I didn't plan to be talking about this show. I got my swimsuit. I'm ready to go get on the water rides. But this wave, that's another one. See how this Holy Spirit do. Okay, yesterday we are on this it's called like the tripping tornado or something. So you're in like this big raft. It's 4 of us. It's the boys and Jesse and I. So you start in its tunnels, and used to be like, I love roller coaster, but I always had like that little ooh when the drop coming kind of thing. Y'all, yesterday I got in, right? And I was ready, like we kind of went down a thing and we was kind of rocking. I was like, all right. Then it got a little faster. Like we going twists, turns, water splashing all on, coming all in the boat, basically. Feeling like we was about to be turned over. But let me tell y'all something. We stayed in that raft, okay? Seated, planted, where they told us to. And when we went through the twists and the turns of this water ride, that y'all, I don't know how, okay, we stayed in the raft, because it's some upside down kind of stuff and you're not strapped in. But that's just the thing. The storm, that was going on, guess what? You stayed planted for a reason. You stayed planted in a boat for a reason. Did it rock? Yep. Did water come in there? It most certainly did. Did you get wet? Certainly. But can you stand up and walk out and walk on a dry land? And evidently that's how he wants me to end it. So I pray for y'all in the mighty name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, whomever this is for. I pray that anyone that hears this, Father God, that they may be blessed, that they will have your courage, your wisdom, your knowledge, oh God, that they may go and do what you have called them to do, Father God. I pray that you continue to use my mouth to reach my other brothers and sisters, your children, out in this world as we are on the real battlefield, as we prepare to get ready to go home. And y'all, when we go home, we saying peace out, and here's why. Because you see, when the Holy Spirit leaves this place, the peace will be out of here, and so will we. I love y'all with the love of Christ, and now I am going and enjoy the family that he has given me as an answered prayer. I love y'all, and we're going to talk later, okay?